G'day everyone. Just like to talk about what I use to propagate my seeds. I've been actually propagating my seeds in these containers that I would normally throw away. I actually, when I purchase apples, they come in these containers. This one here. This one here hasn't got any holes at the bottom. Actually, I've been using this one. You can see the bit of dirt stains at the very bottom. This one here is also, I get apples in, but this one here has actually got holes. So what you can do, you can actually do your propagating in this container and place that container inside the other one. So when you do actually water your plants, you can actually, you don't have to worry about water getting on the floor or anything like that. The bottom tray will actually catch the water that's left over. So yeah, and what you can do then, if you've got another one, you can actually place it over the top of it and just get some sticky tape, and I'll just show you. For instance, I've got one over here that's scrunched up, and what you can do is just put it over the top of it just like that, and get some sticky tape. But what you would do is actually get one similar to it, like oh, excuse me, it's like, say for instance this is similar to that one, so they'll match up fairly easy, but because that one's crunched up, so yeah, so what you do is you'll actually put that one over the top of it, or you can put some cling wrap over the top of it to give it that little mini terrarium hothouse. And or what I do is, if you've got these type of takeaway food containers, I actually put these inside. But what I do to these containers, I'll put some holes. I'll put either like 8 holes all up, maybe even 10 holes, like say 4 there and 4 down at the bottom, and maybe 1 on either side there, just to give it some drainage, especially when you're doing your propagating. So what happens is you put it inside the container like that, and once you water it, the water will seep through, and this container will actually catch the residue of the water that doesn't get drawn into the soil. And then what I do is use another takeaway container and put it over the top of it as a lid, which is ideal. And you know, it's all like just perfect, you know, perfect height, and actually just holds everything in. Another type of container that I use are these cheese containers. We normally here in Australia get these like twin packs of cheese slices inside this container. And what I normally do is I get a pair of scissors and I cut this lid off, just like that. And use this as the base. Then I'll get another cheese container. I'll place that over the top of it, but like I did with the other one, I'll put a few holes, like put say 8 holes in there just for drainage. Put that over the top inside the other one, and you can see there's a bit of a gap there, so water can actually filtrate through and drain out at the bottom, and it's not going to make a mess for you. And just use that as a lid. Now that's the type of cheese I like. Extra tasty slices. But yeah, so that's what I use as my starting containers instead of going out and buying. You know, who knows? I suppose that they're not that dear, but you look at it. You know, you're spending roughly around about, say, $7, maybe even more, for a container to actually propagate and make up a proper hothouse. But these, you normally throw these out anyway, and you know, so and they're getting a second life instead of getting tossed out and going in the dump. And you know, these days they say they recycle things, and half the time the stuff that you put in the recycle bin goes into the landfill anyway, because no one's doing nothing with the stuff, depending on what it is. Yeah, so so I thought, well, why not use it? Well, you paid for it anyway, so it's a great idea to start your little seeds, and instead of going out and buying something. So that's another one that I use, and here I actually got one that I've got seeds in. Right here, you can see it's got a lot of condensation. I actually do a lot of my starting seeds inside the house because it's fairly warm and it's room temperature. You know, and you know, in the hothouse it gets fairly cold there, but in the house it stays to a regular temperature. So in this container here, I have got, on this side here, I've got Tylochondon paniculatus growing on that side. I'm using one of those containers that got a divider, that is a divider in the middle. Sometimes you might go to a place where you want two different types of foods, and they've got these type of containers, so they separate the food. And on the other side, I've actually got, if I'll turn around this way, Lophophora whimsii. I've actually got a few coming up at the moment. I've got one there and one there. I've got one just about to break through the sand there, and I've got another one there. So hopefully I'll get a few of them growing. But the Tylochondon, they yeah, doing okay. There's a couple that are like that one there. That one's died. I had a problem with fungus, so that brown stuff that you see at the very bottom is cinnamon. It's just to stop fungi. But they're doing pretty well. These have been in the container now for at least well over a month. I would say about a month and a week, so 5 weeks. So this is what I use to do my propagating. I used to go out and buy the proper containers that you put your little pots in and put the lid over the top of it. But I thought to myself, why, when I've got these, well, I go out and buy the product, you know, the food, like apples and the cheese, and I thought, well, why not use it instead of going out and buying little containers to do my propagating in. And they're ideal, and you can actually, you know, sort of stack them on top of each other like that. But yeah, just a good idea with your, so instead of throwing out your containers, you can reuse them. If you're into gardening and you like doing your own propagating, just ideal for that type of purpose, you know. And it builds up some condensation there. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this little video and information on what I use for to start my seeds, and hopefully you'll start to do a bit of propagating with some of the containers, that instead of throwing them out, you can repurpose them. Then later on, when they start to break down, I suppose then you have to throw them out. At least you've got your double use out of them. You know, you're buying your product initially and then you reuse them for doing your propagation. So yeah, hopefully this has given you an idea of how to repurpose some of your old containers instead of throwing them out, and help the ecosystem a bit. You know, everything helps one way or another. So, okay, I hope you enjoyed. If you like, just give us a thumbs up and we'll see you on the next one. Catch you later. Cheers.